They got a first hands-on preview of Spider-Man 2. IGN says, we've played it.
Marvel's
Lucky IGN.
Spider-Man 2 takes everything Insomniac learned
Destin
from previous two Spider-Man
Legere.
games
That
and finds new ways to
Lagery.
raise the bar of superhero game design. No
Alright,
frame
let's
is
see it.
left untouched. No character model is left with subpar lighting. Simply put, after playing for 3 hours, Marvel's Spider-Man
Got
2
to play
looks
this game for
set
3
to
hours. That's
continue
crazy.
Insomniac's winning streak.
Hey, Doc. Ready for your annual physical?
We were dropped a ways into the game on level 25 versions of Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Each is dealing with their own difficulties in life, with Peter trying to pay a mortgage and help cure his friend's disease, while Miles is simply trying to write his college essay, but spider business keeps distracting him from the task at hand.
Craven. How many more people are on this guy's list?
Besides
I don't
the
know, I
personal
liked a lot of
battles being
them.
fought by Peter and Miles, there are also other factors at play that will push them further to the edge. Parker is
Trying
on
to
the
think
symbiote suit and it's Venom.
which one
and it's
stuck out the
affecting his
most.
personality in ways he doesn't realize.
I really don't. I can't think of which one stuck out the most to me.
And Craven is doing everything he can to upset the peace by attacking Peter and forcing Dr. Connors to transform into an even more powerful version of his alter ego, the Lizard. The Dr. Connors storyline is
There's so
particularly
many.
bittersweet, as you're really hunting down a father who wants nothing more than to return to his family, but now he'll be doing so with a few Spider-Man and Craven inflicted injuries. This fight will actually take you across a large portion of New York City that Insomniac boasts is 2 times larger than the previous games. Taking full advantage of the PS5, Spider-Man 2 will allow you to travel across the city faster than ever, not only because of the zippy new web-slinging animations, but also because of the web wings that you can access at any time with the press of the triangle button. Web wings are a lot of fun to use versus swinging.
we
but
could
they
do this
will
on
lose momentum over time,
PC
so
too,
you will need
okay?
to use your webs
PlayStation,
unless you're
don't
in
think
a
you're
wind
special.
tunnel. The wind tunnels will let you go to specific
you're not.
places in the city
We
extremely
could do this on PC.
fast by flying incredibly quickly to that destination on the
If they would let us play the
But
game.
in addition to all these traversal options, Insomniac showed that you can also simply swap to Peter or Miles on the fly instantaneously, a la swapping between Trevor, Franklin, and Michael in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 will introduce the ability to switch between the 2 wall crawlers in the open world. And
We already heard
thanks
this.
to the
We
power
know.
of PlayStation 5, you can make that switch almost instantly.
No,
Had the
it's not because of the power of the PlayStation 5.
team about how the
Because that's how the developers made
allowed
it.
them to accomplish instant travel and faster web swinging. Mike Fitzgerald, core technology director at Insomniac, clarified a few other details, including the fact that the slingshots where Peter or Miles will pull back on 2 extended webs and catapult themselves forward allows Spider-Man to travel 3 times faster than in the first game. And that characters are more detailed and lifelike that help them tell better, more nuanced stories. Insomniac also noted that the DualSense controller is being used in some unique ways, like a minigame that we got to play in the reactor that will force you to pull the triggers with just enough pressure to move on to the next segment. And they outlined that the audio team took the time to develop the soundscapes for missions so that 3D audio can be fully utilized. Ambisonics and positional audio were used for objects in the scene, making for a more realistic audio experience, making for clearer indications of the player versus a target location.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'm the only one who
More notably on the graphic side of things, Spider-Man 2 will only have 2 visual modes, visual and performance. The third mode was removed because no matter which you choose, ray tracing will be turned on by default. The baseline for performance mode will be what was previously referred to as performance ray tracing mode, with a better frame rate and resolution simply because the PS5 can handle it. Fitzgerald clarifies, there's no mode in this game that has the ray tracing turned off because there's really no need for it. We figured out how to deliver what is the right Spider-Man picture and visuals, and we want to make sure every player is seeing that. The visuals of Spider-Man 2 are impressive. The character models are more expressive when delivering their lines, resulting in more believable performances from the actors that will in turn do a better job of pulling at your heartstrings. The ray-traced reflections add more depth and realism to the world. Breakable environmental additions make it feel like you've succeeded in unleashing
like
havoc
that.
in an area after a devastating combo. But my favorite improvement in Spider-Man 2 is the heavily reworked combat. Now, both Peter and Miles have a wide array of abilities and gadgets at their disposal, but more on that.
We still got to play Miles
While I was
Morales.
exploring in the open world, there were several different mission types to see, meaning that yet again we will have no shortage of side missions to get lost interest in. Personally, I will always favor the combat arenas, and I spent so much time enjoying them that I lost track of time and never got to experience the aforementioned lizard boss fight for myself. I was too busy trying to perfect my combat skills in the arena, gawking at the ray-traced reflections on everything, staring in awe at the sheer amount of traffic, pedestrians, and puddles in every scene, or stopping an assault in progress as it popped up on their minimap.
Damn side quests.
That was the best part. New York is covered in cool things to do as Spider-Man, and while I could have pursued the main storyline with my limited time, I was just having too much fun doing all the other little things that pulled my attention away. Insomniac also noted that there will be missions that only Miles or Peter can complete, so it sounds like my quest to clear the map is going to be filled with variety.
Yes.
To dive into combat a bit more, the enemy density is really ramped up and will sometimes offer you a bit more of a challenge than you may expect. In Spider-Man, you could maybe get away with using your main attacks, but in Spider-Man 2, I found that more often than not, I absolutely needed to use my Venom abilities and gadgets in the combat sections. The one small critique I have is that the new not dodgeable parry indicator color is red, and that's the same color as other things you need to dodge, like a bullet from a rooftop sniper. It took a bit of getting used to, but by the end of my demo window, I was parrying and unleashing my gadgets and Venom abilities with ease.
Okay. I mean, that's good to know.
And before getting into combat, if you're still undetected, you can use web lines to traverse a battlefield, and I love the layer this adds as you're taking out enemies in the stage.
Yeah, you've been able to do that in the other one.
Had
What do you
access
mean?
to the web grabber, which we've seen before,
That's-
and Upshot,
yeah.
which would attack opponents with bursts of electricity. Miles also
Yeah,
had
we've-
access to Venom
we've
abilities
had all
like
those.
Chain Lightning, Power Overwhelming, or the Venom Smash Jolt. Those attacks and gadgets are very easy to execute by simply holding L1 for Venom abilities or R1 for fast gadget access, and that makes combat incredibly fluid. It will also force players to pick and choose the strongest combinations of 8 to pair together as you patrol the streets of Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens.
Right.
We also got a look at the symbiote surge. Basically, Peter goes into rage mode a la God of War and wrecks everything in the vicinity. There's a
Hell
cooldown
yeah.
on it, just like rage mode in God of War, so after you've attacked everybody for a little bit, the timer will wear out and you'll have to rely on your core abilities. The cherry on top of an already impressive gameplay session was when they let us get a sneak peek at some of the new costumes that
course
Peter
they
and
did.
Miles will be able
Of course
to
they
wear
did.
when web slinging around the city. In total, Insomniac says there are 65 suits to unlock, and that each has different variations, bringing the grand total to 200
Stone monkey
different
suit.
combinations you can wear. In the build, we saw Miles had a 2099, 10th anniversary, Borakua, an encoded suit, while Peter had the classic black suit, web black suit from the Sam Raimi films, Secret Wars Civil War suit, and a punkalyptic suit available.
Yeah,
to wear.
punkalyptic.
And for
I
the
like that one.
tech upgrades, your classic health, damage, focus, and traversal perks were available, with the latter option focusing on things like web speed with your web wings. I had high hopes for Spider-Man 2, and this preview did nothing to stifle my optimism. I cannot wait to see what the rest of Spider-Man 2 has in store.
Yeah, I
For
can't
our
wait
final
either.
Thoughts, swing on back to IGN when Spider-Man 2 launches this October.
Jesus. Well, Spider-Man 2. The game I won't get to play for at least another couple years. Sad. Looks great.